Hello, I'm R.T. Kendall. I want to do another little talk on ambition here in the middle of New Hampshire, near Nashua, New Hampshire. Ambition can be defined as the desire to achieve, but often in the eyes of others. Now that puts a carnal spin on the word ambition, to think that your desire to achieve is for others to know what you achieve, because if they don't notice it, would you still want to do it? I've often said to people, could you have tea with Her Majesty the Queen and keep quiet about it? Now in my book on ambition, which is called Finding Your Heart's Desire, I have a section in there on unholy ambition or unsanctified ambition. I can tell you when I had that. In fact, I can tell you many times when I've had that. But one that I mentioned in the book, for years I had a desire to meet Nelson Mandela. I tried every way under the sun. I wanted that as much as anything I ever wanted in my life. You talk about ambition, I had that. But if God uses ambition to drive a man to service, did God put that ambition in me to meet Nelson Mandela? Well, probably not, because I never succeeded. You wouldn't believe how close I got to him, how many people said, I can make that happen. I had 4 or 5 people right next to him said, leave it with me. God just looked down from heaven and said, no. In fact, one day when I read a passage in Jeremiah, seekest thou great things? Seek them not. I was smitten, and I gave up the desire. After all, why would I want to meet Nelson Mandela? Could I meet him and keep quiet about it? Was it not really that he might endorse my book, Total Forgiveness, and then I would sell a lot more copies of Total Forgiveness? He would be an appropriate person to have do that because of the way he's forgiven people. Now, one could say that was a good ambition. I say it was unsanctified. God could have made that happen. He didn't. And so we've got to check our motives. What is it that makes us do what we want to do? Are you wanting to achieve things so that everybody will be envious of you, as it's implied in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 4? Are you wanting to do it because everybody will say, oh, that was marvelous, wonderful, so that they will affirm you and brag on you a little bit? Granted, God can use that to get us started. I accept that. That's what Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 4 is saying. God made us this way. But at some point along the way, that must change. And it must change in this way, that the same ambition or motivation that impelled us to do things and get things done must now be centered on the honor and glory of God. And I can tell you this, when you have the honor and glory of God, that in itself is enough. You don't need other people to brag on you or say that was good. Take Jesus. He got his pleasure from the honor of God. He got his pleasure for knowing that he pleased God.